Hello, everyone. Welcome back to 10 Minutes Astrology. Hello, Alejo. How are you?
Hi, Rod. How are you? Hello, everyone.
Hello. Yeah. Today I suddenly have a kind of an urge to want to make something different. Even I want to greeting you in Spanish, but I'm so coward. I'm so scared about make things wrong.
Buenos
So,
días. Buenas
buenos
tardes.
dias. Always that is something like, no, I couldn't do that. I'm so scared. I'm so scared.
You should practice. You should practice with me.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And that really, before we say that, that is really fitting today's theme, practice, isn't it?
Actually,
Something
yes.
different. Yeah, something
Yes.
different. But before we say that, we want to announce a few events. Alejo, is there any event coming up so our audience can see you on our platform?
Okay, so for me, if you, yes, I'm starting a series of webinar on the 28th of February. It's going to be three webinars. The first one is about how the Venus, Mars, and the Sun interact. The second one is about how Jupiter and Saturn interacts in the chart. And the third one is about how the Moon interacts with Saturn. So it's three
Wow.
webinars to think about planets in the chart, not isolated, but how do they interact with each other, even if they are not in aspect. Yes.
Lovely, lovely. So that is from faculty's webinar
Faculty
series.
of Astrological Studies. So if you go to astrology.org.uk, you can find all the information. My webpage is alejolopezastrology.com. It will also be there. Yes.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I haven't, to be honest with everyone, I haven't arranged a lot of things at this moment. But to be honest, my February is a super pack because I'm going to Asia for Lunar New Year
Ah,
holiday. But
yes.
before that, okay, I have a few events I want to invite you. The first one is a free one. Is for the I will give a presentation at the Nightlight School Astrology, and I'm talking about the pulse and reflect stationary planet and the retrograde planet on the Sunday, 1st February. This one is free, so you can just go to visit Nightlight School Astrology and go to, just book your seat there. And then I think on the 3rd of February, I'll give a presentation to Scottish Astrological Association. I'm going to talk about the Saturn-Neptune conjunction coming up this year is super big, super important. I think many astrologers talk about that. Even Alejo also mentioned about it. And I want to examine it from the world event, also how it inspires us. But another free event, Alejo maybe will be there, is the 4th of February, our Astrological Association. We have astrological duet, and this time I will pair with my dear friend Kenan Yassin, and we're going to talk about a bit review about Uranus in Taurus and a little bit kind of forecast about Uranus in Gemini, because on the 4th of February, that was the day Uranus turned direct. So
Ah,
and it was started
nice.
moving. So we think that would be so interesting to talk about Uranus. And at our 10 minutes astrology series at this moment, we continue to talk about Uranus. So if you are interested, come to the Astrological Association website, click event, and then you can register to book your place for the 4th of February. So that is quite a lot of things to talk about. But let's come back to the Uranus in sixth house. Usually, many people related it to health. How do you
Mm.
see it, Alejo?
So I think the idea of the sixth house is the everyday tasks, is the rituals you
Hmm.
do every day. So of course it's related to health because first of all, let's say that in traditional astrology, the sixth house is not about health, but it's
Exactly.
about disease, right? So
Yeah,
the
disease.
idea that if you're sick and you go to the doctor, and the doctor will look at your chart to see why you are sick, he's going
Hmm.
to look at the sixth house to understand why you may be sick, what's happening to your sixth house,
Yeah,
because the sixth house represents the disease you may be having. Of
yeah.
course, in psychological astrology in the modern world, we try to make everything positive. So instead of thinking of disease, we think of health. And in a way, it makes sense because the sixth house is about what you do every day, the rituals you do every day.
Mm,
And the example I always say, if you eat a piece of cake every day, you're going to have sugar problems. If you eat a
mhm,
piece of cake in a party or in a weekend because it's a special day, then probably it's going to be okay. It's still, of course, it's never healthy to eat sugar, but okay. If you do it once, it's okay. It's probably not going to be bad. The same thing happens with the gym. If you go to the gym every day, then you stay more fit. If you never go to the gym, then you don't stay fit. If you go once every 3 months when you feel inspired, then also it will not have a very much long-lasting effect, right? So that's why I think the idea of the sixth house related with rituals and health. And what happened when Uranus comes here? That these areas of life become shaky.
Oh,
So Uranus brings a lot of unexpected events, unexpected situations that prevent you to follow the rituals you usually have. So that prevents you to go to the gym if you go into the gym every day. That prevents you to organize your weekly, your daily chores, you say, right?
yeah, chores.
In the way you were usually doing. So there come all of these unexpected situations that force you to be creative in your everyday life because what you were expecting to happen, the way you were planning to organize your routine, is not working. And by dismantling this routine that you have, the universe, let's call him, her, they, whatever, is kind of encouraging you to be creative because your routine, your way of doing things is not the usual. So of course it can have an impact in your health. So I think it's an important moment in which to watch out for your health because if you start, and actually it's interesting because if you were having a very bad health habits, maybe when Uranus comes here, the unexpected event kind of push you into developing healthy habits, maybe. But maybe if you had very healthy habits, then suddenly you feel you cannot go along with them. So I think it is an important moment in which to check for your health. Just make sure you have Uranus is going to stay in your sixth house for many years. So just make sure that every year you go to the doctor, you do like a general test to make sure that even if life is unstable, how can you compensate to try to stay well? Yes.
I
I
have
speak.
to say, no, I have to say, I feel super uncomfortable to hear all those things. I have a very like a fixed star sign, fixed sun sign, fixed Venus sign, and my Mars in Capricorn like a routine. My Mars in Capricorn like everything on the schedule. Nothing go
Okay.
out of a schedule. When I hear all that, I was like, oh my gosh.
But Rod, you work with me that I'm changing the schedule all the time. I
You
think
know
I'm
how
the one who
you know
gives
how
you
much
stress.
I learn from you, right?
I think I'm the one who gives you stress because I really,
No, but it is very interesting about this idea about the routine. About I agree when Uranus in this sixth house is break down your routine, and there's maybe you ask a question why you doing this every day, and
Hmm,
can you do it in another way? And it's also I like that another way. Uranus is super creative. I have to admit it is a planet that's related to creative because you have to improvise. You have to
totally.
play by
Yes.
ear. You cannot really say my schedule is this, and that. And then when Uranus coming down, they say no, no can do this one, remove this one, remove that one, remove this one, and you couldn't do it. And you have to, for example, like when they say, well, they break your daily routine for you go to gym every day, but you don't want to, stay out of unfit. So you have to improvise. You have to find the other way to
Yes.
exercise. So that is being creative involved, and this creativity come to like in every day, every meal.
Yes. Yes. But it's a very nice example. So, for instance, imagine, okay, you used to go to yoga, let's say Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I
Yes,
don't know.
yes,
And suddenly they change your work schedule, something six
yes.
hours. So now you cannot go to this yoga class. So you have to decide what to do. So for a while, you don't know what to do. You're trying, you don't know what to do. Okay. Finally, you discover there is this other place where they do another kind of a sport. How do you call this? Calisthenics, let's say. Calisthenics. So
Okay.
you go to this place and you say, okay, I'm going to try this class because I have to do something. I would
Yeah.
never do calisthenics. This is the feeling of
Mm-hmm.
Uranus, right? I would never do calisthenics. I would never do boxing. Let's say it's a class for boxing. You were coming
Okay.
from yoga, peace, peace, peace. You're coming
Yeah.
from yoga. I said, okay, the only thing that's available at the gym at the time I can come is boxing. Okay, I will try it. And then suddenly you discover you love boxing. It's like something new comes up. So this is the idea of Uranus, just like you said. It forces you to find new faces of yourself.
Yeah. But how about the work? A lot of people relate to sixth house with work.
Yeah, because it's what we do every day in this
Yeah,
society
true,
that we have to
true.
work.
Are we
If
going
it
to
was up
learn?
to me, we shouldn't
I,
do that.
yeah, so maybe we also have to learn a new trick to
Yeah.
dealing with the work situation, right?
Yes, maybe the work environment is going to be unstable. Maybe
Uh-huh.
it's an opportunity to also the idea of work and skills. So developing a different skill that you didn't have
Yeah.
before that will have an impact in your work. Yes.
Wow, sounds even more interesting. From the beginning, I feel so insecure, but now I find more fun about it. Thank you, Alejo. So, well, this is the Uranus in the sixth house for our 10 minutes astrology. If you like this series, please like and share so more people can learn astrology together. All right. So, thank you, Alejo, for today's 10 minutes astrology. And the next week, we are going to talk about the Uranus in seventh house. Bye bye.